So the one thing that I told you off air, Dom, that I said I was going to save for here, and I honestly, I don't really see why they don't do it. First off, let me just say this. He'll strike a couple of guys out in the first couple innings, go nuts, start fist bumping, and then all of a sudden, 2-3 innings later, he's like, shit, I just gave up a 3-run tank in the upper deck. I have no faith in Carlos Rodon. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the FTV podcast. I am your host, Chris Segulik, alongside my co-host, Dom Savino. We will be discussing the week that was dreadful. The Knicks complete a successful Abu Dhabi trip, while the Giants came back down to earth on Sunday, and the Jets are officially the worst team in the NFL. No, literally. The Mets cleaned 3/4 of their house, while the Yankees are on the verge of getting swept. Can they complete a historic ALDS comeback? And is this a make-or-break offseason for David Stearns and the Mets? Stay tuned to hear our thoughts. Do me a favor. Take a seat.
Let's talk.
They're onto something, Dom.
No, they really are.
Oh man,
We got to study more. I said a bad joke that should not be said, so that's
it is not going to be said on here. If you want to know it, you're going to have to meet us in person. There's no shot of saying
that's
it
not
here.
happening. Just in case, if anyone's wondering.
Oh, Jesus.
Or anyone gives a shit.
16 episodes in, it makes sense. Everyone's getting comfortable around here.
Yeah.
Everyone's getting real comfortable. All right. Well, on that note, how was your weekend?
I watched a whole bunch of losing at my job. So, hey, I made money, of course, but I was watching a lot of losing. That was it. That was it. A whole lot of... I had to put Justin Fields in as my quarterback because Lamar Jackson is out, and he was like the only good one left, which he was doing nothing in the beginning, but then they made a little bit of a comeback, so I got some points. I think it gave me like 23 or 26 points or something like that.
I think it's like 25, Dom.
Yeah, something like that. And then the Giants are just... I can't believe it and how good they were for the first 2 drives, and after that, they look like they're playing pee-wee football. The Yankees, like I'm working, so I'm not like fully watching the game, but like I have like people watching the game while my back is turned, and then felt like every minute I'm just looking at people. They're just like screaming like fuck, or like they're just like this. I'm turning around. And it's like another home run. Like there's like a home run after like every other batter. It seemed like. So yeah, not good. Not a good weekend. How about you, Chris? How about you?
I saw a shit ton of losing.
Yeah, but
one team's not even playing anymore. The other team doesn't know how to play football. I mean, Dom, I don't know if you saw any of the Jets game, but
yeah, I was watching.
You want to talk about dreadful?
Yeah, that was bad.
I start to question myself. Why in the hell do I watch New York football?
Yeah, I'm with you. Like this should be burnt. I should be lighting this on fire. But I like this shirt. So.
Oh, I'm wearing a Knicks t-shirt today. You couldn't pay me to wear a Jets t-shirt. You couldn't pay me.
I need to upgrade my Knicks wardrobe. I don't really have much.
Yeah, so do I actually. I could go for a nice maybe long sleeve for the winter. I don't know. Christmas is in a few months. Maybe I'll have somebody, maybe my brother, maybe will get that for me. Who knows? I don't know what I really want. I mean, it's too early. It's only October 6th today. But no, weekend was good. Friday didn't. I'll be honest. It was pretty much a calm weekend. The weekend before I did enough, so I kind of wanted to just hang out this weekend, and so watched a whole bunch of crappy football. I was watching the Giants too, Dom. I did watch them also. Dreadful. Jets are dreadful. Mets aren't in the playoffs. I watched some Knicks preseason. That was nice. Thursday last week, and then Saturday. Saturday morning, did some pitch and putt at Robert Moses State Park. That was nice. I got to tell you, that pitch and putt puts Flushing Meadows Pitch and Putt Park over here to shame. I mean, it's unbelievable. The greens are in mint condition over at Robert Moses. They're phenomenal.
We got to go.
But that's really it, dude. Didn't really do much. Kind of just hung out, whatever. Nobody was really around this weekend. I was going to try to watch the Yankee game Saturday evening, but nobody was really around. So I was like, hey, you know what? I don't expect them to win anyway. So good thing I didn't have to watch it with other people, Yankee fans, that they didn't have to scream and curse in my ear every 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
For sure.
But yeah, so that's going to be a perfect transition into where we're going to start. We're going to start with the MLB. Dom, Yankees are on the brink of elimination.
Yeah. Definitely looks like it. But first, before I start off with the Toronto series, what did I tell you? I don't know if people have been keeping up.
Dom,
I don't know with the
what, Dom? Those 5 words. What did I tell you?
What did I tell you? I called it. No, I should have went with my first instinct. You know, like I said, 3-1 or 4-2. I should have said 3-1. I added a little safety blanket. I shouldn't have did that. I should have just stuck to the full truth of 3-1, but it's all right. It is okay. Cam Schlittler had one of the best postseason debuts in the history of MLB. I don't think anybody was expecting that. I mean, I think people were expecting a good performance, but nothing that amazing. I was shocked. Like I was shocked because, you know, Crochet against Freed, that game 1, that was just a shootout. And then Aaron Boone's like, you know what? You had enough. This, you know, I think every game is like the regular season, so let me take you out because maybe you're on like an imaginary pitch count in the wild card, right? That would make sense. And Crochet just kept on going, just kept on striking people out. And I'm like, no one's gonna top this guy for a great performance until game 3. Until game 3 when Cam Schlittler, the rookie from Southie, you know, he was screaming while he was coming back to the dugout saying, fuck Boston. He was clapping back after the game. Well, he was probably hammered, but it was so cool to watch. Like someone who was born and raised in Boston, went to school there, you know, you're going to your rival to play, and that didn't matter. That didn't matter one bit to him, and it was incredible. But that's in the past. Now we're talking about now, and we're screwed. We are screwed against the Blue Jays. They're just a better ball club than we are. Better coached, better disciplined. It seems like from the regular season to the playoffs, nothing has fazed them. Everything has been like the same. Like, yeah, near like the end of the regular season for them, they did struggle, but it seemed like that didn't matter. Clean, new slate for them, and now it looks like they're playing way better than they were, which is insane because they were already a good ball club. Now they look outstanding. Now people don't even know who's going to go to the ALCS. No one even has a clue of how, because all these teams are playing good, except for the Yankees who are getting destroyed. I mean, it happens. Even though your best pitcher, your ace, we can have bad games, and I know it was the worst time for it, but that's what happened. He had a terrible game. You're just giving up hit after hit after hit, and then Will Warren comes in. He does the exact same thing that Fried was doing. I'm not really going to bombard you with stats because why the hell would I? We're just getting destroyed for 2 straight games. So what's the point of doing any stats? And it does suck because as of right now, at least, which I don't know, I don't even think we're going to win this next game we play, but we'll talk about that in a bit. But Aaron Judge is actually playing good baseball. He's actually doing good this playoffs, except for that one at bat when it was bases loaded, full count, and he's swinging at one of the worst pitches I've ever seen. And if that was the case, I think the score was 2-0 at the time. So it would have been I think no outs. It was no outs, bases loaded. Then would have been 2-1. And then, if I'm not mistaken, it was Cody Bellinger after that who hit a sac fly to make it 2-1.
Nope. No. It was a walk.
A
It was a
walk.
bases loaded walk.
It was a walk. I'm
Nobody made
sorry.
contact. No.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about
After
something. I'm
Aaron
thinking about
Judge?
something.
No, you're good. No, it's
Thinking about
listen,
something
Dom.
else.
I'll just go quick here. I mean, Kevin Gausman loves throwing off speed pitches. The pitch is already outside of the zone. If you know who you're facing, you know that ball is going to keep on running away. I mean, he clearly swung at ball 4. Yeah, of course he knew it. But I'm going
No,
to
he
say
knew
one
it.
other thing, Dom. If Jaron Duran doesn't catch that ball, if he caught that, I should say, excuse me, if Jaron Duran had caught that ball in the Red Sox series, I mean, what's Judge's reputation in this playoffs? A couple of hits?
Like
I
singles
mean,
and doubles. He's not
right.
hitting for power at all.
That have amounted to nothing. So thank you, Jaron Duran. And then that at bat was once he struck out, Tom, I was like, they're cooked.
That's exactly what I thought.
Yeah.
That is exactly what I thought because that kills a whole momentum. And then you got to change the way you approach as the next batter comes up. Like you just have a whole new mindset because zero outs is different than 1 out. 1 out is different than 2 outs. You got to change your whole game plan mentally as a hitter. So that's why it sucks so much to see him strike out in that scenario. It was bad. And then some other things, I think that Austin Wells, he's got to get out of there. He's got to get out of this lineup. We have a former MVP and a former Gold Glove sitting on our bench or coming into pitch hit and Paul Goldschmidt. You got to play him. You got to play him. I mean, Trent Grisham, now he's struggling. He was doing great all year. Now he's struggling. I mean, I don't know. Do we keep him in as a leadoff hitter? I mean, we could have somebody else as a leadoff hitter. You know, we can put Paul Goldschmidt there. You know, he's one of our best hitters, especially a contact hitter this year because he's getting older. He's not really hitting for power anymore. You know, just live drive, singles and doubles. That's all we need as a leadoff hitter. Put him there. Put Trent Grisham down in the lineup somewhere. Anthony Volpe, I thought I would never say anything bad ever about him ever again after that Red Sox series. He's shut me up, and then now he's not doing good again. Now
you're back to yapping.
now I'm back. I'm back. I got leveled. So level playing field now. You know, I was gonna defend him. Not anymore. He's been playing bad. Like I said, Austin Wells, get him out of there. Cody's doing good still. I was a little worried after that Red Sox series with him limping, but he seems fine. He seems better. Yeah, it just seems like if we don't have Max Fried pitching a good game in a series, we don't stand a chance. And our bullpen still isn't looking good, but our bullpen hasn't been looking good all year. It just seems like the thing is we should be, on paper, I say this, on paper, we do have a way better pitching, but we're not hitting. We're just not hitting. So yeah, I couldn't believe how bad that we're losing. I know that a loss is a loss no matter what, if it's 20-0 or 2-1 or 1-0, but we are getting just dominated in every single aspect of the game. And it's just shocking to watch. Honestly, I'm surprised I can even talk so much about the Yankees right now, how bad they are. I should have just been like, yeah, we suck. Next topic. Like that's how bad we are right now in every single aspect. It's a shame.
If you're going to talk about lineups and Aaron Boone, you're wasting your time because he obviously doesn't really know how to construct one. I don't even know if he does. You know, me and you, Dom, more you than me. You know, you talked about for weeks on end since we really started this podcast about how it could be just coming from the higher ups and coming from the analytics department, you know, making these lineups. You know, I said to other Yankee fans, if Ben Rice is facing a lefty, put Paul Goldschmidt in the game. I mean, Ben Rice can't. I mean, I'm watching him play against, these lefties, trying to swing for the fences, trying to make some sort of contact, not even coming close. There are things that Aaron Boone really should be opening his eyes on, and that's definitely one of them. So the one thing that I told you off air, Dom, that I said I was going to save for here, and I honestly, I don't really see why they don't do it. First off, let me just say this. I have as much confidence in Carlos Rodon than I do as Kodai Senga for next season. That's none.
That's common sense at this point.
Right. That's none. I have no faith in Carlos Rodon. He'll strike a couple of guys out in the first couple innings, go nuts, start fist bumping, and then all of a sudden, 2-3 innings later, he's like, shit. I just gave up a 3-run tank in the upper deck. I have no faith in Carlos Rodon. So, with that being said, I think Cam Schlittler should be pitching tomorrow.
Yeah, honestly, I agree. We have no choice.
He's going normal rest. He'd be pitching the 5th day. He pitched on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. That's 5 days.
I agree.
Why isn't he pitching tomorrow?
You got to ask the higher ups of the Yankee organization.
I'm good.
I don't get it.
No.
I really don't get it.
I don't know. They're idiots. I'm not asking them. But what I will say is that I know he's a young pitcher. He doesn't have a lot of experience, but I got to tell you, I mean, this kid went 8 shutty, and he was walking off the mound like it was just a inter-squad game at Yankee Stadium. I mean, nothing fazed him. So I don't really see why. I mean, yeah, back's against the wall. If he doesn't do great, am I going to put blame on Cam Schlittler? No. I'm not blaming him. But I think he should pitch tomorrow.
And there's another thing, which I said before any of the playoffs started. Where's the small ball at? We don't do that. The Yankees, they don't know what small ball even is. I don't even think they ever heard those two words together right next to each other.
No.
Why not? Why, if Anthony Volpe is, he's struggling a bit, why can't he bunt? Jazz is struggling, why can't he bunt? We have players who can run. We have players who can steal some bases. It doesn't exist. And I'm not even mad about it anymore because I knew it wasn't going to happen. The past few years of me watching Yankees baseball, I'm just like screaming at the damn TV, like, we don't need to hit a 450-foot blast every single pitch, every single batter. We don't need that. Just get on base. Who cares how you do it?
Yeah.
Just get on base. And for
agree.
some reason, they don't do it.
No. I didn't see it. I mean, I saw it a little bit against the Red Sox, a fair amount, right? Otherwise, how did they score all those runs? And not every run came by, via the homer, but they're not really doing it against the Blue Jays. I mean, the Blue Jays, you can say, oh, they put up a 5-run 7th. Folks, they put in my cat and Dom's dog in the game. Okay, they weren't good relievers, so forget about it. I don't want to hear that. Dom, Carlos Rodon's career postseason stats: 1-3 with a 6.15 ERA.
That sounds amazing.
7 appearances in the postseason. By the way, Max Fried's numbers aren't good either.
No, they're not.
They're not.
They're not.
They're not at all. And I'm not going to read them. There's no point. They're just not good. So anything else you would like to say before I move on to the Mets?
I do want Aaron Boone gone, but at the same time, like, I've said so much about him being gone and me wanting him gone, but this guy has been in major league and either playing or announcing or commentating, or now he's a manager. this guy has to know so much more, or like than what he's actually doing. Like every game now, I'm just like, I really don't think it's all him. Just thinking about it, I just don't think he has any control over the team, not because of the players, but because of the higher ups. There's no way that you've been in the major leagues in some way for, I don't know what it seems like. It seems like 40 years at this point. And like this is the result. It can't be. It can't be. It seems like that he's like a puppet at this point. That he is just there just because they need a manager title. The real managers are the analytics department and the GM. And everyone knows how I feel about Cashman too. He should have been gone years ago as well.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm with you on that. I mean, I don't.
And yeah, I just have no faith in this next game. In Game 3, I don't think any Yankee fan has faith in Game 3 at all. And even if we do win, I don't think any Yankee fan has any faith of us winning the series. So,
yeah, okay. I see. I thought you were about to say no faith in the next game. No, if they win on Tuesday, no, I have faith that they can win the next game, because then if they keep the pitching order the way it stands right now, it'd be Cam Schlittler for the next game. No, if they win tomorrow, then they actually have a chance, because I think they would win. I'm pretty sure the next game would be Dom on Wednesday, right? That'd be Game 4. So I think that then it would go to 2-2, but then playing in Toronto Game 5, I don't know. They need to find a way to win Tuesday. But I'll tell you right now, if Carlos Rodon gives up more than 2 runs within the first 2-3 innings, Yankees are screwed.
yeah.
I'll just say that.
And then like the pitching isn't the problem, it's the hitting.
Yeah.
We did have a really bad game for Max Fried, but pitching really isn't the main problem. It's our hitting.
Right. Sure. I agree. All right. Well, that's the Yankees. We'll see what happens tomorrow night with the Game 3 game. I'm hoping they win. I mean, I want to see some sort of action. I don't really love seeing a sweep. Doesn't matter who it is. But now, going to be talking about the Mets. They shake up their coaching staff. I'm not going to say they totally cleaned house, Dom, but they got rid of a good amount of names. The only one to survive the purge was Antoine Richardson. He is the first base and base running coach. Now, they also kept strategy coach Danny Barnes and assistant Rafael Fernandez. Antoine Richardson, I knew he wasn't going anywhere. He literally helped Juan Soto steal 38 bags. I mean, the guy watches 8 hours of film on pitchers and their move to first base. I mean, he put in tremendous work, countless hours, and I was not surprised. So those 3 guys stayed. So they were the only ones to survive. They fired third base coach and infield coach Mike Sarbaugh. They fired hitting coaches Jeremy Barnes and Eric Chavez, finally. I don't know why it took this long to fire them. Bench coach John Gibbons resigned. Catching instructor Glenn Sherlock retired. Assistant pitching coach Desi Drusel and bullpen coach Jose Rosado were given permission to speak to other organizations. So they weren't let go, but they can go speak to other organizations to see if maybe they'll get a better opportunity elsewhere or a better salary. Who knows? But they weren't let go. I saved this one for last. Fired pitching coach Jeremy Hefner. Yeah. Don't fully get this one.
And why not?
I get a little bit. I'm sorry?
Why not?
Because David Stearns essentially played full idiot the whole year and signed guys like Frankie Montas and didn't look to get a pitcher when you knew that Sean Manaea was going to get pushed back until essentially mid-July. The middle of April, you got told, hey, he's not ready. He's not going to be back in a week or two. It's going to take him a few more months. And you didn't go and get a pitcher. So I'm seeing it as, well, David Stearns didn't do his job, so now he's using Jeremy Hefner as a scapegoat, and he fired him. Yes, people said that the walks, the constant walks, were an issue from all the pitchers. I totally agree. It was a problem. Season by season, it wasn't getting better. But he did help a lot with creating Clay Holmes into a starter. The man had a little over 3.5 ERA. He did do pretty well. I'm not an advocate whatsoever still of Clay Holmes being a starting pitcher for my team. But at the end of the day, I don't think David Stearns was the one putting in the work to try to make Clay Holmes a starting pitcher. That was Jeremy Hefner's job. So I'm not really sold on the firing. I'm going to be honest. Yes, the walks per outing were definitely an issue for multiple seasons with Jeremy Hefner being the pitching coach, but I'm not a huge fan of this one. And if that's the case, David Stearns really needs to get good, solidified, stable pitching coach for next season and beyond, so long as David Stearns is still here. That's why. So
sounds good to me.
Yeah, that essentially answers that. Now, this is really, I mean, again, folks, there's not really much to say about the Mets. You know, you can't really do anything off-season wise until the World Series is over. So I'm kind of keeping this rant short. The only other thing I'll say is this is a very important off-season for David Stearns. It's the most important in his whole.
It's the most important.
Most important in his whole executive career in baseball. If he does not sign or trade for the right players, hire the right coaches, and make the right moves during the 2026 season to help the Mets not only make the playoffs, but return to the NLDS or NLCS, I'm going to be honest, I think he needs to be considered as a potential firing at this time next year.
100%.
I mean, this is a very, very important offseason for David Stearns. And if he cannot figure out what he needs to do for the 2026 season, and we don't see serious progress, improvement, and winning, most importantly, winning next season, there needs to be a absolute serious discussion about him not being here going forward. Because you can't go from NLCS in 2024 to then not even forget about any playoff round. You didn't make the playoffs, period. I could see if it was kind of like the Philadelphia Phillies. 2022, you made the World Series. 2023, you then slid down to the NLCS. Then last year, NLDS. The Phillies were just going lesser round, lower, but you went from NLCS all the way down to not even making the wild card round. So you got a lot of work to do. Yes, it's going to be a lot of pressure on David Stearns, but if I were you, I would double and triple check everything that you're doing this offseason, because you traded for Jose Siri. That didn't work. You signed Frankie Montas. That didn't work. You wanted to try to revamp Griffin Canning. Yeah, it worked for a bit, but he was starting to regress. And even if he didn't get injured, I said it last week, that wasn't going to last the whole season. You didn't trade for a starting pitcher at the deadline. You saw that. I'm seeing everywhere on the Mets pod with Connor Rogers and Joe DeMeo. I'm seeing it even listening to Shea Station with Jolly, Olive, and Jerry Blevins. You waited too long to call up Nola McLean. Wow, shocker there. You were too focused on getting the 2030 year of control, as we've said ample amount of times on this podcast, Tom. You made countless errors and mistakes. This is a massive, massive offseason. And I said in the beginning and the intro, is this make or break offseason for Stearns and the Mets? You bet your ass it is. 100%. So I'm not going to go into specifics. I'm not going to break down players. I already did a little bit of that last week. But you can't really do anything until the World Series is over anyway. So I'm not really going to go into that. But when you go from that high up, NLCS 2024, to go all the way down to not even sniffing a wild card round, yes, you're immediately on the hot seat. Immediately.
100%.
Like I said last week, Dom, you could save your excuses for the brain trust for David Stearns. You could save your comments, read them, spew them to somebody else. I don't want to hear them. And now you're talking about World Series contention and all the money that has now been put into this payroll. And now you got to have some of it go to the pitching. Either trade, acquire, I don't care what you do. You got to figure it out. But I'm telling you, there is no way you can go into next year and do what you did this year and do the same exact thing next year. It's just it's never going to work. Honestly, right now, that's really all I'm going to say about the Mets, because the playoffs are still going on. That's really all I got for the Mets at this point in time.
Yeah, I mean, I think for next year, this is going to look like a whole completely different team. Players are going to be gone. Players are going to want to go somewhere else. There's players who will sign here for big contracts. There'll be players some players I'd say maybe who would stay, but I think this is going to be like a whole completely different ball club for next year. And that's the thing, you don't know because the playoffs are still going on, so you can't even tell if people are going to opt in their contracts or not, or opt out. So it is hard to predict who will be there and like what they will need, but this is going to look like a completely different team for the last 2 years.
For sure. For sure. And I said last week, David Stearns, you're essentially a GM for 11 months. The only month you're really not a GM is October, because you have your roster, you put it out there for each series, and really you can't acquire anybody, right? Whoever you have is what you got, and then you make the roster based on who you have. September call-ups, August you pick up guys right before the August 31st waiver deadline. You have the trade deadline July 31st. You can make moves whatever from end of March to July 31st in between then. But the only month really you're not a GM is October. But once the World Series is over, beginning of November, from that up until the last game of the season, you're a GM. So he's going to have to play that seriously for this upcoming season. But again, that I'm not going to keep going on with the Mets. We'll talk more about that when the World Series is over. But now we're moving on to the NBA. The Knicks go 2-0 in their Abu Dhabi games. Thursday, October 2nd, they won 99-84. The standout players in this game: Mikal Bridges, Cat, Garrison Matthews. He had a pretty good shooting game behind the arc. Deuce McBride and Mitchell Robinson. Mitch starting next to Cat, I think, is going to be lethal. I mean, it looked pretty damn good in these two games. I know I don't want to hype it up too much because it's only the preseason, but I think having Cat guard the 3-point line and having Mitch behind him is going to be effective. Cat will not have to run from the midpoint all the way to, the arc. And it is something that did hurt the Knicks the whole season last year, with having Cat in the middle of the paint and then having these bigs like Miles Turner shooting threes. Then he's got to sprint all the way out, and then they could fake and then, drive all the way to the hoop. I mean, we saw it time and time again. Mikal looked dominant on defense, having 2 steals. He scored 10 points on 4 of 10 shooting, 2 for 5 from the 3-point line. He did miss 2 free throws. I'm going to get into the team stats for that game because they weren't very pretty. Cat had 11 points on 2 of 4 shooting, 5 rebounds, and an assist. Garrison Matthews had 9 points, all behind the arc, going 3 of 4 shooting, 1 rebound, 2 assists. Deuce McBride had 12 points on 5 of 7 shooting, 2 of 4 on the 3-point line, 5 rebounds, 1 assist. Mitchell Robinson had 7 points on 3 of 6 shooting, 16 rebounds. Wow. And folks, these guys are in teen number minutes. They're not even touching 20 minutes. And this guy had 16 rebounds. That is a dominant Mitchell Robinson. And that's what we were so used to seeing constantly before his ankle injuries, all of these, health concerns that he had prior. But he had a great game. The two best players of the game were Deuce McBride and Mitchell Robinson, hands down. I just think Mitchell Robinson's 16 rebounds is the biggest stat because we know how good Mitchell Robinson can be, and we're expecting him to have a killer year this year. Aside from Cat and JB and some of the other guys, just being next to Cat, I think is going to help a lot. I will say, Dom, the negatives from this game, Jalen Brunson did not. I think he was shaking off the rust from the whole summer. He did not play well. 6 points on 2 of 8 shooting. Did not hit a 3. 0 for 3 behind the arc. No rebounds. He did have 4 assists. Pacome Dadier did not show out in this one either. Had 4 points of 1 of 6 shooting. Did not hit a 3. 0 for 5 behind the arc. Had 2 rebounds. Gershon Yabusele had no points on 0 of 4 shooting. 0 of 3 behind the arc, but had 4 rebounds. I mean, shooting wise, I don't know how you judge Pacome Dadier. I'm not expecting anything out of him right now. Too raw, too young. But those other names I mentioned, I mean, I think they're just shaking the rust off. You're traveling to Abu Dhabi, miles and miles away from the country. It is what it is. I will say one thing though. I mean, Jordan Clarkson, Dom. I don't know if you watched any of this game. He already had some all right, let's relax moments. I mean, already.
That's who he is.
Yeah, I know, but I can't wait for Mike Breen to be announcing on this guy and just giving his opinion because he had some plays where I'm like, all right, buddy, let's pipe down.
We know like there's been times already where Mike Breen loves talking about Jordan Clarkson. He loves talking about him. He's like, oh, yep, another shot from Jordan Clarkson that missed. That was an egregious shot. He says stuff like that all the time when he's announcing them. It's so funny. I know he doesn't want him on this team, but of course he'll never say that. But I know he's a little mad that he's on the Knicks right now.
He'll probably say when he retires. I mean, that'll be an interesting interview with Mike Breen to give his full analysis on the Knicks through his whole announcing career since 1998 when he took the job. But that'll be fun to listen to for sure. Knicks team stats, Dom, they were not pretty. 38.5% field goal shooting, 3-point shooting was 20.5%. But Sixers actually were worse, Tom. Do you want to take a guess what the Sixers 3-point percent shooting was in this game?
Good or bad?
It's terrible. It's so bad.
17%.
8.6.
Wow.
I think they were like 3 for 20. Not even, no, that's not even it. They were, I think, what the heck were they? I think they were maybe 3 for 26. No, 3 for 28. I'm trying to do I remember they only made like 3 threes. It was wild. I mean, I'm pretty sure something like that, but 8.6? My sweet Lord.
They
That
were
was
3 or
so
35.
bad.
Yep, 8.6.
What was it? What was the number?
8.6.
Yeah, but it was 3 for 35, you said?
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. Free throw shooting for the Knicks, 65.6%, also not good, while the Sixers were a lot better, 84.4 from the stripe. The Knicks did out-rebound the Sixers. They also did have less turnovers. So Knicks had 17 turnovers, Sixers had 20. Knicks also had more fast break points than the Sixers. Knicks had 24, Sixers had only 10. So that was Thursday's game. Saturday, October 4th, they won 113-104, a much better shooting game from the Knicks. Standout players, Mikal Bridges, Jalen Brunson, Mitchell Robinson again, and OG Anunoby. So JB bounced back in this one. OG, I mean, he had a great preseason debut. He had a little bit of a sore hand, so they didn't play him in the first game. Smart move by Mike Brown. OG, 13 points on 4 of 7 shooting, 3 for 5 behind the arc, 2 rebounds and an assist. I mean, this is prime OG. This is exactly what we're expecting from him in the season. So hopefully he can carry the preseason numbers into the regular season. Mikal Bridges, another double figure game for him. 10 points, 4 of 4 shooting, went perfect on the field. Again, like I said, back-to-back games with double figures. JB, much better. Had a great bounce back preseason game. 14 points on 5 of 10 shooting. Only got 1 3 behind the arc, 25%, but it's fine. Again, it's preseason. I'm just happy he shot 50% on the field. 1 rebound, 2 assists. Good bounce back for JB from last game. As I said already, Mitchell Robinson, that is, 6 points on 3 of 5 shooting, 8 rebounds. Again, these guys didn't play hefty minutes as they shouldn't. It's a preseason game, but Mitch looking like a healthy player and looking effective in the 2 games. I will say this, Tom, and it wasn't good because I watched it. One player who did not look good in this one, Tyler Kolek. Not good.
No, he did not. And I was
2
hoping
points.
no, I'm sorry, but I was hoping that the summer league was just a fluke, just a bad series of games, and now
No.
it's getting closer to preseason, and well, I don't know if you count this as preseason, but technically is, and so it looks like the same result.
No,
So I'm
it's
getting worried.
I consider the summer league to be the preseason. I consider these Abu Dhabi games to be the preseason. But 2 points on 1 of 9 shooting and 0 for 3 behind the arc, not good. 1 assist in 14 minutes playing. It's just, I got to tell you too. I got to mention this. Actually, I'll mention it at the end. Team stats: field goal percentage much better for the team, 44.7. 38 of 85 shooting. I mean, they really chucked up these shots. Much better than last game. 3-point shooting was 33.3, 12 of 36 shooting. Free throw percentage 75.8, 25 of 33 from the stripe. So very good. A lot better than the first game. Knicks have looked good on defense, and their offense looks better and faster, I will admit. But Dom, Mike Brown actually even said, he says, oh, it could be faster.
Yeah, I saw that.
I was like, wow. I mean,
That
is this going
sounds
to be?
music ears.
I mean, is this maybe Harlem Globetrotters? I think.
But at least now we have an identity. Because I don't know, the past 2, 3 years we had none. Just here, give the ball to one player and let him do whatever the hell he wants.
None.
Now we're gonna be fast paced. So we're gonna actually look like an actual basketball team with plays being drawn up. It seems like already that there's gonna be a better defensive scheme already just based off the starting lineup on its own. Um, I know there are people out there who still want Josh Hart to start, and there's some people that want Mitch to come off the bench and vice versa. But I personally think it'll be better for us if Mitch was starting and
Mm-hmm.
Josh Hart going on the bench.
From what I saw, Dom, these 2 games, Mitchell Robinson starting.
He better be.
Has
He
to.
better.
Has
Yeah.
to. The other thing I'll say, Dom, is I'm going to be honest. Malcolm Brogdon doesn't look great. He looks slow. He looks a little washed. I think his injury history, as we have discussed multiple times on this podcast, I think it's starting to catch up to him. He don't look that great. I know I picked Malcolm Brogdon to take the spot. I thought, maybe, put faith in the training staff and all the doctors that the Knicks have, and all the medical professionals. But I did say we'll see how the training camp looks and the 5 preseason games that the Knicks play. And I got to tell you, Landry Shamet looks quicker. He looks better on defense, and he's shooting it, and he's making his shots. He doesn't have gaudy numbers, but he's still producing and looking effective. So I wouldn't be surprised if Landry Shamet takes the spot and Malcolm Brogdon is, let go or whatever the case may be. I don't think they keep both of them. I don't think they trade, say, like a Tyler Kolek to keep Malcolm Brogdon on this roster. I think Malcolm Brogdon, may be gone if he doesn't turn it around these last 3 preseason games.
And also now, because Tyler Kolek has been so bad, these rumors definitely aren't true anymore because who the hell is going to want him?
The value, for sure.
There's the
I agree
value
with you.
down, but even though that he is playing bad, I still would not want him to leave or to be traded just based off of last year alone whenever he had a chance to play, especially when JB was hurt. He is also a floor general. He can run an offense. He's not going to score 20 something points a game, but he can have 8 assists a game. Like 8, 9 assists a game. The way that he can find people on the floor, people cutting, or him making a play for somebody else.
Uh-huh.
So we do need somebody like that on this team. And Deuce has been playing great. So that's
Uh-huh.
another person who maybe thought we could trade him for either like a somebody else like a better player or for Malcolm Brogdon to be on the team. But at this rate, if he's playing like this, he's getting cut. So we don't
Yeah.
even got to worry about any of that.
I'm gonna be honest, Tom. I'm looking at the numbers between Shamit and Brogdon. There's not much separation between them, honestly, numbers wise. Shamit's playing a little bit more. It kind of evened itself out between both games for minutes. The points are pretty lined up. It's just Shamit looks quicker. He just looks healthier. He just looks more effective on the court. I didn't watch the full game, the second game that they played on Saturday, but I watched the highlights. Right now, if I had to choose between the two and say they were only playing these two games in Abu Dhabi, I'm taking Shamit over Brogdon. I agree with your take.
And just like in general, we need shooters. Even if Shamit, he's just a threat being on the court,
Right.
because everyone knows he's going to shoot. So
Right.
you have to watch him. And
Yeah.
he's quick. He's quick too, so he can run around and try and find an open spot. But Brogdon, yeah, I mean, if you asked me this, I don't know, 4 years ago, 4 years ago, we're picking Brogdon, but
Hmm.
it's a completely different story now.
Yeah, because Brogdon won the sixth man of the year, what, 2021, Dom?
Yeah,
Yeah. So,
over
yeah,
quickly.
winning sixth man of the year, he had the reputation he had, but it's just not the same guy. So, anything else you want to add about the Knicks before I move on here?
Well, yeah, I'm just excited of how, like you said, with Brown, he's like, yeah, it could be quicker.
Right.
I I'm just so excited to see that. I'm so excited to see how this finished product can look like. I mean, obviously, it's going to be difficult in the first half of the season, which I do want to say, I not people should not panic if we don't get off to a hot start.
Mm-mm.
No one should panic if we're losing some games that we should win. Um, I like, of course, that when you bring in new players, it takes some time to gel, which happened last year. But this is a whole new system and a whole new coach, and that's completely different. So, Knicks fans, do not be pissed off at these guys if they do not start off hot in like the first month or so.
The thing is, Dom, so two things I'll say and then we'll move on. One is actually Malcolm Brogdon. It was the 2022-23 season. He won sixth man of the year with Boston. So I just want to, get that correct, clarify that. The second thing is the only retort that I have with that and that fans will have is I said it weeks ago, out of the first 12 games, 9 of them are at home. So, the fans are going to want the Knicks to take advantage of that favorable schedule. It's not soft because they're playing against good teams to start the year. The first two games are against the Cavs and the Celtics, but fans are going to want them to take advantage of having 9 of the first 12 games at home. So, yes, it's going to take time. Jalen Brunson said it in the media day. Mike Brown has said it after both preseason games. He wants them to even play a little faster, but he said they are getting it. I think it's great that they have 5 preseason games this year, not the usual 4. So they have an extra game to kind of work out the kinks. But Dom, I agree with you. I don't think fans should panic. I'm not going to. I know it's very easy to because we live in New York and we're New York Knicks fans and we haven't seen much winning in the past, 25, 30 years since they won their last, or didn't even win 94, but the last time they made the finals. 99 was a shortened season. Some people don't even really consider that serious, but, you know, finally now we're starting to make the playoffs consistently. It's becoming thing every season. So, you know, Knicks fans want to see the winning and they have high expectation, as I said last week. And hopefully when the season starts, they get off on the right foot. But I agree with you. You can't really be panicking.
No,
So,
definitely not.
no, definitely not. So that's it for the NBA and the Knicks. Now we're going to do the NFL. The Giants lose 26-14 to the Saints in New Orleans. Dom, I said it last week. Can't play down to your competition. It's exactly what the Giants did. It started off hot, but then there were a lot of mistakes. Before you start, Dom, there is one stat I want to mention. The Giants had 5 straight drives with a turnover. That has not been done in 9 years. Do you want to take a guess the team that did it 9 years ago?
The New York Giants.
Nope.
The Jets.
Correct.
Okay.
The New York
I should
Jets.
start off with it. I should have started off with them. I should have.
It's all right. But it hasn't happened in 9 years. And the last time it happened was the New York Jets back in 2016. Dom, go ahead.
It doesn't make sense that players either come here and they were good before, they come here, they're shit. Players, they're shit when they're here, and then when they leave, they're the next coming of Ed Reed or Lawrence Taylor or Tom Brady or whoever. It doesn't make any sense to me why this is the case. I'm thinking why, but then I realize I do understand why, because we never hire good coaches. We don't have any good players surrounding that specific player. So let's say like Xavier McKinney, right? He was great for us, but then why'd he leave? Why'd he leave? Because he knows how bad of an organization he is. And he was so good, and we didn't even have good corners around him. And now he's on a great defense in Green Bay. He is shining. He is balling out, right? Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, those are people who left, right? And then people that come in. Paulson Adebo came from the Saints last year. He did have a good year, but to Saints fans, last year was like a down year for him, but he still played solid. Then he comes here and doesn't know how to play cornerback. Javon Holland, all pro, coming from Miami. Miami is a dumpster fire. Dumpster fire, still play good. And you come to another dumpster fire and you're shit. You're awful. Bobby Okereke, he played good in the beginning of his Giants tenure, and now this year with this freaking guy and Shane Bowen, he is a disgrace. He is so bad. He looks like a completely different player. He did a 180. It just makes zero sense of how much the talent that we have on paper, and then it cannot convert to the field. It's just unheard of. And then you were talking about how the Mets were so late when it comes to, we need pitching, you need pitching, and then when it comes, they do nothing. I know our trade deadline in the NFL didn't happen yet, but they were literally like, we don't need a receiver. We're good at what we have. Even though our best player on the team done for the whole year, we don't need anybody else. So you're telling me that you want to stick with Jalen Hyatt and Darius Slayton? Really? Darius Slayton, the fact that we gave this man $36 million, we gave him $36 million for him to do this, for him to fumble, for him to not catch passes, for him to not even get open. Jackson Dart, he was one of our best rushers last game because none of these receivers are getting open. And you can't tell me that you can blame the pass protection. It was actually pretty good last game. It was actually great. I'm not going to say good. It was actually great last game of how good that Jackson Dart had time in the pocket. But he had to run about 48 times because there's no one getting open. You have, like I said, you have Darius Slayton fumbling. You have Cam Scatterbo fumbling. That was just insane. Then that guy is running back for the touchdown. That's so bad. And then Jackson Dart just losing a ball. Like no one even touched this guy. And he just lost the ball. Lost fumble. First 2 drives, touchdowns. I'm thinking to myself to Theo Johnson, who is probably our best target as of right now. And he's like 6'5", 6'6".
Massive.
I mean, he better be able to catch a damn ball.
Massive.
But he looks great. And he's actually healthy for once. So this is what you can able to get from him. Then you have Daniel Bellinger, right? When he first got to the Giants, he was supposed to be a receiver for us as a tight end, like a receiving tight end. But because we had no offensive line at all for these past 3 years, he had to block. He had to block because he had no other choice. And now this year, we are actually improving in our offensive line. And then you see this guy catching balls like he's a skinny wide receiver. This is what he does. And I'm just so happy that we can actually use him as a receiver now instead of him just pass and run blocking. But still, we just have. It doesn't feel like we're like a team. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but it feels like that we're just not even there.
You're
When it comes
talking to me about a team
Yeah,
not feeling like a team?
yeah, more like I'm talking more to the supporters out there, but I know you know what I mean. And then you have players like Deontay Banks who are showing no effort at all. Not even though now he's a punt/kick returner now, which I think he had like 75 yards of returning, but when he didn't get the ball, you have to block. This guy isn't blocking. He's not even moving. He's just looking at players run past him.
Dude,
Then you have
Dom, what is going on? What is going on with that guy?
he don't care.
He don't
He don't
give two
care.
shits.
He
He don't
gives
give a damn about
gives
anything.
zero fucks. He gives zero fucks. It's unbelievable how much of a 180 this guy has done. His rookie year, he looked insane. He looked like he could have been an All-Pro. His first year when he was wearing 25. Then he switched to number 3, god awful. Now he's number 2, still god awful. Still so bad. Jalen Hyatt, you finally get some playing time. Finally. You finally have an opportunity to show yourself who you are and the reason why they drafted you. He was one of the best receivers in college when they drafted him. Now it looks like they just sucked all the confidence and energy out of this man. Do I blame him? No. But you still got to show out. Whenever you get a chance, you got to give 110%. You're not getting open. You're not causing any separation. And then when you do cause some type of separation, you're not catching the damn ball. I know you only had 3 targets, but you caught nothing. You caught absolutely nothing. I can go play by play of how bad things were throughout the whole game, but nothing's really going to change unless Shane Bowen is out of there, unless Brian Daboll's out of there. Kafka, he's getting saved. I believe he could either eventually be like the interim head coach or just stay as the offensive coordinator because of Jackson Dart. He's going to stay. But Daboll and Bowen, they got to go. They 110% need to leave.
So you think Daboll and Bowen would get fired and Mike Kafka would stay?
He would stay. He's
I think
drawing up. He's drawing up good plays. They're just not converting.
That's just that usually, but Dom, that's just usually not how it goes.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
but because it's the Giants,
head coach
that's
stays,
exactly how
and
it's
then
gonna
the
go.
offensive and defensive coordinators go. I don't know if that's going to happen though.
No, because I'll tell you why. It's because all these players who are jumping off sides, we're getting 17 penalties a game. We're not a disciplined team. And guess who's that's on? The head coach. That's how it goes. When you keep going off sides, neutral zones, the amount of pass interference calls that we had last game were unreal. That's on coaching. That's a head coach. That's a head coach type of thing. That's what they're known for, is their discipline. You got to be a well-disciplined head coach. And it'll show on the field. Clearly isn't.
Mm-hmm.
So Dayball's going to go. Joe Shane, I think he has more of like a loose leash. Actually, I don't know. I'd say tighter leash. Tighter leash, my bad.
God, I
But
hope not.
compared to Dayball, but he could still be gone too.
I hope so.
He could still be gone too. And like, I know that we have such a great defense, right? But we had 1 quarterback hit, no sacks last game. Why not? Like, is this Saints offensive line the best offensive line in the NFL?
Dude, you're talking about all these last few things you just said. QB hits, offensive line, dude. Oh my God, please! You're preaching to the choir right now.
Yep. Like, what happened?
I don't know.
This is what I don't. This is why I don't believe in hype. This is why I don't believe in preseason shit. This is why I can't listen to every single analyst out there that covers a team. I can't because yeah, they get paid to do this, but they are dumb too.
Yeah,
Am I right about everything? No, but I
no,
don't get paid for this shit. Well, not yet. Maybe in the future. You never know. But
who knows?
everything just went bad, and they played down to the competition, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's on the coach. That is on the head coach of the team. This team has
Well,
no discipline.
well, yeah, neither New York teams have any discipline. I don't think they've had it in a long time. But this is why I said the good teams with Jackson Dart beating like the Chargers, who are undefeated, that's great. But this is in any sport, baseball, basketball, football, even hockey. You have to take care of business. You play the bad teams. Saints didn't have a win. Okay, at the beginning of the game, the Saints looked lost. And then the Giants just kept on interception, fumble, interception, fumble. I mean, 5 straight drives with a turnover. The Jets didn't even do that. Don't get me wrong, please. I'm not trying to say the Jets are a better team. Far from it. I'm about to get into them now. That's why I kept preaching last week, Dom. Jackson Dart's got to take care of business against the Saints. And he didn't.
You know, like
So,
when it was that flea flicker, you had Darius Slayton wide open. But Jackson Dart, man, like you can't even step into a throw. Like you're just throwing off your back foot. Like what are you trying to look cool? Like come on, man. He had 5 yards of separation on this guy. At least. And then Darius Slayton just had to sit under the ball and wait for it. That's not good. And for some reason, people are shitting on that 4th down interception that he threw. He had no play anywhere. It's all right because you can just throw the ball downfield. And that's technically like a mini punt. If he did complete it to the tight end, there wasn't going to be a first down anyway.
yeah.
You can't really shit on him for that one. But the fumble, not good. Scatterboo fumble, not good. Darius Slayton fumble, not good. I just found it hilarious because, I'm working, so I can't like sit down and just watch like every single play, unfortunately. I wish I was able to, but I can't. I see the first 2 drives. Why did I bug myself out in my head that we might lose to the Saints? Why did that happen? Why did I make myself do that?
And
Why
then
was
you
I
quickly
overthinking?
understood why. You quickly understood why after the first 2 drives.
Then I turn around, watch the TV. I'm like, what in the fuck just happened? Then like I'm looking on my phone, seeing how it went, and I'm like, 5 straight turnovers.
Yeah, that's tough. It's a rough one to watch. If he's gonna make the mistake, make it now. But hey, listen, he's only his 2nd start. It could get better. I still think they need some coaching changes. They need to essentially clean house, fire whoever you got to fire, and that's really it. Are you good on the Giants before I start, or is there anything else you want to add?
Please get a wide receiver. I
Yeah.
said it, but please get a damn wide receiver. Don't do what the Mets did, please. In waiting to get a pitcher, and they never do. Get a damn wide receiver. It doesn't matter if they're not as good as they used to be. We need somebody on the field. We cannot go out there with just Wandale Robinson, basically. I think he's like an inch or 2 taller than me, but do I look like a wide receiver? No,
No, not really.
no, not at
No,
all. So we can't just have
unfortunately.
like a 5'9" dude or 5'8", whatever he is, be our best target. We can't let that happen. So
Yeah. All right. Yeah. See what happens. We'll do the predictions a little bit down the line here, but the Jets lose 37-22 to the Cowboys. Once again, the score didn't dictate how bad this game was, however you want to put it. The Jets are officially the worst team in the NFL, with the Titans beating the Cardinals 22-21. So that's going to do it. We're going to wrap it up here. Dom, do you have anything else you want to say before I end the episode? No, I'm kidding. So yeah, the Jets are the worst team in the NFL now, officially. It's no joke. I wasn't kidding in the intro, literally. And Aaron Glenn has now become the first Jets head coach to start his first year 0-5. It's never happened before until this year. So that's good. Jets 0-5 starts in their history. 1980 finished 4-12. 1996 finished 1-15, which I'm pretty sure Aaron Glenn was part of, so he should know how this feels. Which I guess that's a good thing. I don't know. 2020 finished 2-14, and then we'll see what happens this year. So the Jets have done it before. It's not something that's new to them, which that's pretty unfortunate. The Jets have the most fumbles lost in the league with 7. Lost on Sunday to the worst defense in the league, the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys had 4 of their 5 offensive linemen out of this game.
I was waiting for you to say that part. Thoughts?
Next line. Dak Prescott did not have his wide receiver 1 or wide receiver 3 in this game. That is CeeDee Lamb and Kevontae Turpin, respectively. Javonte Williams looked like Curtis Martin. 16 carries for 135 yards, averaging over 8.4 yards per carry, 1 touchdown, and he had a 66-yard run. Okay. Jets rushing defense is 25th in the league, so there you go. Ryan Florney, I don't know, 6th-round pick, 216th overall pick. 6 receptions on 9 targets, 114 yards, 46-yard catch. Jets pass defense is 12th in the league. I mean, we talk about how bad the defense is, but that's like actually the top half of the league. But you let a 6th-round, 216th overall pick slice up your defense? I mean, what? Jets rushing offense is 3rd in the league. So it makes sense that Breece Hall had 14 carries, 113 yards, averaged 8.1 yards per carry with a 22-yard run, but it didn't result in a TD. Once again, this offensive line is the best part of the Jets. You know, Breece Hall through 5 games has no touchdowns. None. Not one. Ahmad Gardner gave up a massive play.
Got smoked.
To George Pickens, got completely turned around, and then started complaining to Aaron Glenn on the sidelines for what? I don't even ask me because I have no idea. I mean, dude, I hope you were looking at a mirror when you were yelling, so you're yelling at yourself because you're the one who gave up the play. Okay, you could say George Pickens pushed off. There was hand fighting, so Ahmad Gardner could have been doing the same thing. I mentioned him right after Breece Hall because, folks, you know, this 2022 draft class is starting to not really mean much. You know, the later these years are going. So, again, it's pretty upsetting. Okay, I mentioned Jets rushing offense 3rd in the league. The passing game is 29th in the league. 29th.
Beautiful.
And if it weren't for the stat padding that they do at the end of blowout games, it'd probably be dead last. Let's be real. But they do a bunch of stat padding at the end of really all 5 of these games. I'll just say right now, I'm not reading Justin Fields' stats nor Garrett Wilson's. They were all stat padding. It just doesn't matter. I'm not reading them. So I'm good on that. With all this, they're actually 21st in the league for total offense and 20th in the league in total defense. But yet, they're the last team in the NFL without a win. I could see if they were like last, 30th, 31st. They're 20th in total defense and 21 in total offense, and they don't have a win. They don't have a win. The Panthers just beat the Dolphins, and you got smacked around by the Dolphins with Tyreek Hill getting hurt in the middle of the game. Absolute disgrace. As I said, in the reel that I posted yesterday and what I said last week. So you wonder why they're the last team to have a win? Well, I'll tell you why. They're tied with the second most rushing fumbles in the league, behind the Raiders, who have 5. The Jets have 4. So the rushing offensive ranking doesn't matter because they keep on fumbling the ball. It was a perfect hit on Breece Hall yesterday, and he got hurt. So it was really a double whammy. Okay, the defense does not have a takeaway this season. Still, after 5 games, not one takeaway. Interception, forced fumble, fumble recovery, none. 0 across the board. They don't have any. The passing game is practically dead last in the league, thanks to no wide receiver 2. And Garrett Wilson, he's always getting double covered. I mean, how the hell are you going to get through 2 guys? It's not possible. Jets are 27th in the league in third down conversion percentage at 34.43%. With that, they're second in the NFL in fourth downs per game with 2.6. So their offense can't get first downs on third down. So now they got to try to make either punt or make something of it on fourth down. Jets, fourth downs per play, they're 6th in the league. With that, they're 22nd in the league in converting fourth downs at 53.85%. Not good. Jets are at the bottom half of the league in red zone scoring percentage at 61.54%. They're ranked 17th. Red zone scores per game 1.6. They're ranked 23rd in the NFL. Red zone scoring attempts per game 2.6. They're ranked 27th in the NFL. Touchdowns per game, they're 2.6, ranked 20th in the NFL. Jets average scoring margin. (29th) in the league at -9. And lastly, 319.4 yards per game, 20th in the league, just below, Dom?
The Giants.
At 320.6.
New York
Eric
football.
Glenn said during Sunday's postgame press conference, Dom, get a hold of this one. This takes time, fellas. What?
What?
This takes time, fellas? You're kidding, right? There is no more time. The clock ran out years ago.
I thought you were going to say more after that. So
No, I wanted to be organic with it.
Yeah.
Because the way that I just reacted was the way that I reacted staring at my TV yesterday. I didn't know what to say. Dom was like getting close to the camera. What? I didn't hear you. What happened?
No, I was like, there's got to be more to that, right?
No. There's nothing else that you need to say. Forget about there's nothing else to say. There's nothing else.
That's crazy.
There was nothing else to that. Okay, winning is well overdue, but most importantly, competent football play in New York is well overdue. Not just the Jets, but the Giants. Dom said it last week. The whole 2022 playoff run with Daniel Jones, that was a fluke. Okay? It was a joke. It was whatever. Before that, the Giants last made the playoffs 2016 with Eli Manning was still the QB, and you still had Odell Beckham as the wide receiver 1. But the Jets, 15 years? It's going to take time? Dude, I don't got time. It's been 15 years. Patience has been used for years and years and years, a decade and a half. The Jets are 0-5. It's time to start now cleaning up the roster, trading, cutting, benching. I don't give a shit. And play the young guys who want to prove themselves. I said it last week. If the Jets lose to the Cowboys, that's it. Start moving guys and play the young guys. And Dom, I predicted 40-21. I wasn't far off.
Nope.
37-22? Damn, that was pretty close. Because I know the Jets do a bunch of stat padding at the end of the game, and their defense is dog shit.
They are.
And that's really all I got. So, with that being said, I don't even want your take, Dom. They're terrible. Take a seat. Let's grade. Report cards. What do you got for the Giants, Dom, from Sunday?
F. The only good things about us was our tight ends. That was
Yeah.
the only good thing about the Giants on Sunday. Daniel Bellinger and Theo Johnson, those are the only two bright spots. And they play the same position. So
Right.
That's it.
They play the same position, so all I got. Yeah, I mean, dude, the Jets it's going to be an F for the whole season. I mean, I don't even know why I shouldn't even bother. I mean, do we just get rid of this segment? I mean, is there even a point of having this segment on the show anymore? I feel like it's going to be F every week. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I mean,
I do have an idea. We'll talk about it off air.
okay.
I do have an idea.
All right, good, because I need one, because I
Yeah.
don't. I feel like I'm boring our viewers and our listeners with this segment, because it's an F every week. I mean, I don't know if you heard about the Carolina Panthers podcast. They quit.
They quit.
They quit.
They quit.
Now, folks, don't worry. We're not quitting. We just started. We're only a little over 3 months in, but they quit. Now, it's funny. They quit, and the Panthers just beat the Dolphins. I don't know. I'm not looking to quit anytime soon, but I'm thinking if we quit, maybe the Jets and the Giants start winning. I don't know. Maybe. Who the hell knows?
We'll just be a Knicks podcast. That's it.
Yeah.
Just the Knicks.
It's anything's possible at this point. I mean, who the hell knows? But the Jets are playing the Panthers in a couple weeks. Jeez.
Oof.
Good luck to you.
Good
So
luck,
that's the
good luck
report
to,
card.
good luck to you. Good luck
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah.
Really? Really? All right. We got this. Is what we got. We got the Eagles, and then after that, we got the Denver Broncos, and then after that, we got the Philadelphia Eagles again.
We got
And
the Broncos this Sunday at 9:30 in the morning in London.
I think then after that, yeah, I was right. Yeah, we got the 49ers after that. And then after that, we have the Bears, but we play down to our competition. So we're going to lose that game as well. And then we have the Packers, and then the Lions, and then the Patriots, and then the Commanders, and then the Vikings.
I don't know.
And I'm going to that game against the Packers, by the way. And I might not even watch the game. I just might get as hammered as possible.
Hey, listen, you do as you wish. I mean, a couple of adult beverages. It always calms down the mental and the anxiety. So that's good. I'm glad. I'm not going to any games this year. You couldn't pay me 5 cents. So anywho, take a seat. Let's predict Yankees versus Blue Jays, Dom, game 3. Now let's start with that first. Game 3, win or loss?
Loss. 100%.
Right, so I guess there's no game 4 or 5. I had it written down here, games 4 and 5 if necessary. But Dom thinks they're getting swept.
I have zero faith. Let's say they do win, then they got to play eventually at Toronto. If they want to try and win this series, they got to go back to Toronto, and they're not going to win in Toronto. So, but the thing is, because Rodon's pitching, I really don't have faith that he can really shut out this lineup or anything close to it. And our hitting is struggling at the moment. So I just have zero confidence in this team for tomorrow. And if I had to predict a score, I'd say 5-2.
I honestly thought you were going to predict higher, but I guess 5-2 works.
I'd say 5-2.
Okay. Carlos Rodon, I don't have any faith in him at all. I mean, and I said to so many Yankee fans, I even said it to you off air. Rogers Center is a very hard place to win. It's loud.
So hard.
They have that stupid horn when they hit a home run. Now they got some pyrotechnics, just like the Phillies acquired at Citizens Bank Park. They're trying to up their game in the playoffs. I think they saw what Steve Cohen does at Citi Field. The Yankees just keep it old-fashioned. I kind of respect it. I'm not going to lie. All right, so You think the Yankees are getting swept, so you don't think any games 4 and 5. So if they win game 3, you think they win game 4, but then they lose game 5.
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. That makes sense. Yeah, again, Yankees down 2-0, so we'll see what happens tomorrow night. Giants versus Eagles here at MetLife.
It's an L. It's an L, man.
Sorry, it's part of the segment. I got to ask.
Yeah, I know. I'm just laughing because I'm just like, ugh. I wish I
I know.
can be delusional and just say W, but I'm not one of those. I'm not a biased person. I'm not gonna be so into my fandom that I'm gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna crush these dudes. Like, no, it's not happening. Or there's gonna be some miraculous comeback. It's not. It really isn't. I'm not even being a Debbie Downer. I'm just seeing it how it is.
You know what the thing is? There's two things, Dom. One, you could have some hope because they just lost to the Broncos, but then again, they just lost to the Broncos. So they're going to come out with a vengeance, and they're pissed. So.
And the Broncos are one of the best defenses in the league. So
yes, they are. The Jets are cooked. Yeah, Jets versus Broncos, 9:30 a.m. in London. That is a fat L if I've ever seen one. There is no shot in the world the Jets are coming out with a win. I'm pretty sure, because obviously I was looking at, courtesy of Fox, all the statistics for the total defenses and all the rankings for the Jets, but I was even tinkering around with the Giants as well. Total defense. The Broncos are 8th. So, but it's a loss. Where are the Giants? I think the Giants are higher than the Jets. No, they're not. My God, what am I saying? Giants 29th overall. Jeez.
wow,
That's not good.
outstanding.
All right. So those are the predictions for the week. Dom, anything you want to say before I wrap it up here?
Yankee fans, it's been real. I love talking to all of you. I love talking to people, or people either coming to my job or commenting or messaging me about the Yankees, the Giants. I'm hearing it from all of you. I know I did have some slither of hope before the season started. I hear you. I'm listening. Let's go Knicks. That's all we have. As a New York community that we all are, we can all believe that the Knicks are our only hope of success. So we pray every night before bed that the Knicks will deliver and make us happy and not make us feel like shit in the morning after a loss or just a game in general.
I second that notion, and I agree with all the above with that full statement. Yeah, for me, I mean, Jets are cooked. Mets aren't even in the playoffs, so they have a big offseason ahead of them. Frankly, the Knicks, as we said last week, they are high expectations, high anticipation. Hasn't been like this in 30 years. Very excited for the season to start. Hopefully they, give us a lot of great nights and they come to play. And that's really all you can ask for. Shout out to Dom's friend Andrew. It was predicted that the Brooklyn Nets are going to go 16-66. Andrew, good luck to you, buddy. I don't know. Crack open a Blue Moon, Michelob, Stella, whatever you drink, because I think it's going to be a long one. And your SGA 2.0 guy over there, Cam Thomas, is going to have to carry that team a lot. So good luck to you, pal. Go Knicks. I hope for the best for you. Dom, anything else?
Yeah, Andrew, first of all, how you doing? I actually haven't talked to you in a while, so hope things are good. But just make sure Michael Porter Jr.'s in line. Tell him to stop interviewing porn stars. Tell him to get out of his house or apartment he's in with his ex-girlfriend. Tell him to get out of there. Just tell him to lock in. Be healthy. That's it, really. Yeah. But other than that, Andrew, it's been a minute, so I hope you're actually doing good. I'm not even being sarcastic. I hope you and you and your fam and friends are doing good. So hopefully I'll see you soon.
Tremendous. Very nice, Tom. Out of the way. Good work. Well,
Thank you.
that's going to do it for us today. Thank you to everyone for tuning into today's episode of the FTB podcast on either YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts. Be sure to like this episode and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you never miss any of our shows. See you folks on Monday. Peace.
Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it.